Okay, I really hope everything is working right now. Yeah, still nothing here. I see like the frame drops are terrible and I haven't changed a thing here. Yeah. Ian, don't bother. I'm not sure if we're going to have a live today. Or are we? Here it just literally says that I'm offline as well, which is weird because you're chatting to me. Also, I'm talking to Ian while Ian is not in this chat. He is in the previous one, I think. Do the other cameras have a lag? Yeah, it's basically the software says like it's it's a lag thing. Well, it's not the router since I'm I can check if the router. I can literally check if it's the router here, but I'm connected to cables, Ethernet, so it shouldn't be. No, it's not. It's not the internet as well. Like literally, the Wi-Fi is that's super fast. So it's not that. I'm connected to the wires here, which is not that as well. Oh my god. What can we do about this? Okay, please stick around. I'm going to restart one thing, but stick around here because I'll probably won't. I'm not sure if this is going to quit. So if this is going to go offline, please So is this better? No, it's not better. It's literally, I just see it going from green like all the way to red. I really don't know why this is. So I should have fixed it right now. maybe the video quality has gone down a little bit. Because I think this should have fixed it. I'm just waiting for everyone who had some lagging and jumping. And is this good? This is good? Okay, I'm so sorry for this. I'm also not sure why this happened. Which is, I think, the most annoying part. Since, you know, ever since it's working good again, like not dropping a lot of things, and I just used the same settings. And I ignored what YouTube was saying to me, like the yellow things, but now it didn't have yellow things, but a little bar that says like, oh, my frames were dropping. So anyway, what I was saying, welcome to my stream again, everyone. Sorry for this. Last week I got a copyright issue thing from YouTube and it got taken down. I didn't have any rights to my videos anymore. I couldn't earn anything anymore, and immediately after that, no one could see my video anymore. And you know, with the azurite, making the azurite and the noise and thing, it wasn't like a mind-blowing stream or anything last week. Or a rant that I wanted to be found by a certain person. But it was just same copyright from the same channel that I've had like previous 2 times before that, which is a soccer/football, depending on where you're from, football channel, and from Brazil, a match from 2022 or something, and it was of my intro, like the countdown, and the countdown is copyright free. The music I used as well, the music I used is literally from the copyright free library from YouTube itself. I've changed it today. I've changed the countdown as well. I can't dispute that. If it's a copyright thing, it needs to go like to a super high level if the automated like algorithm isn't correct, and there needs to be a person who needs to do that. The first time I've had this, and that was really quite an interesting stream, was like a 2.5 hour long stream, and it was quite interesting, and I was really bummed that that happened. So I contacted YouTube, and they literally couldn't help me, because they needed to trust whatever the algorithm was saying, because they were comparing like the metadata of the video and the sound and everything. So they didn't really help me. So I just cut off the first 5 minutes, like the countdown video, and it was like between 30 seconds of that video, the countdown, and 4 minute something, just to count down. Everything else for my stream was okay. So I just cut that off post stream, re-uploaded it, resaved it, and it was good again. So I did that last week as well. But after that, I changed my music and the countdown video as well, because it's just really annoying. The thing is with when you're in the YouTube partner program, so you're getting paid for the ads showed on your page. These things kind of matter. And it's really annoying, and if you get too many warnings like that, it wasn't an official warning. It's not set as a red cross behind my name right now. It was just something that, you know, I need to take either 2 steps, like take that part out or delete the video. So I did the first thing. But if you get like an official warning, and I don't want that, I haven't had that before. I haven't had that yet. But if you get like 2 or 3 official warnings, your channel just can be deleted from YouTube. And I really don't want that. Like I'm very happy with where I am right now. It's kind of steadily growing. Not the lives, but the followers and the views are. So yeah, that one live that I've had, like from Potter's Pink, is at 33 million views right now, which is crazy. It's a 6-second video. I'm at 21,000 subscribers. So a little over a fifth of that first YouTube plug that I actually really don't need. I don't have space for it, but I would like to show it off. Just because that's what people do, I think, on YouTube. Anyway, I renewed tools, and I've printed a case for it as well. I don't think you're able to see it here, but I can show you here. So what this is, I've had a smaller grind Hagman gauge before, but that was heavily dented and the dents were getting rusty, so I've like used that only a few times. And now I ordered an extra, like in the middle, 50. So I usually have a 100 micrometers. So I've now one of 50. And 21, and the 21 that I had, I never showed here because that was just useless. I don't even know where it is anymore. I renewed that. And I made a little 3D printed case for it, for these things as well. So I can neatly put this on my desk next to me and see the version that I need very easily. So there's that, and I thought, you know, let's try it out today with a fine and synthetic pigment. I need to have a look which one I can use for that. Any suggestions for fine synthetic pigments? Quinacridones, thinking magenta, maybe violet. Maybe an Indian yellow, which is always a very I can Pyrrole could be done as well, though that's a little bit more coarse. An update, though, by the way, about a pigment, and I saw that on my Reddit, handmade watercolors, that someone shared that the Indian yellow that Schmink is still sold or used to sell is going to be fully replaced by PY83, and I've been in talks with the local shop owner here of an art supply shop, store, and he's in good contact with the distributor from Schminke. I've been in talks with him as well, by the way. Forgot about that. That's been a year ago already, maybe a little bit longer. About Schminke still selling PY153, or still selling, you still being able to find PY153 in Schminke bottles in stores. And the distributor said, well, you know, I have some left here. It's not the best selling thing, but we have some left, and I see no reason why it's going to be discontinued. There's nothing about that yet. And now I saw, and that was in 24. And now I saw on the subreddit, I saw that Schminke had a Indian yellow with a small label on the label saying new pigment or new pigment formula, something like that. And PY83 is used for it. Prussian blue, that's maybe even a good one actually. Let's have a look if I can find Prussian blue. The one that I need. Where is it? I know it's in an old Nutella jar. Did I leave it here? Really? No, that's PB10. Is it? It is. Prussian blue. I love how bright Prussian blue looks as a dry pigment like this. Oh, there is a small piece of something, a dust particle. Today I've also started executing the idea that I've had last week and haven't shared with anyone yet. So yeah, there's that. I know if it's going to work in about a month, which is really frustrating. And there's a lot of factors that I need to take into account that you know that can go wrong. So yeah. It's taking up a lot of space as well in my studio. It's ridiculous. I think like a square meter of my floor now is just used by materials that might not even be needed in a month anymore if it's not working. I really hope I can use it. I really hope it is a good idea that I've had. Let's have a look if I can change the pigment number in the meantime. I'm just literally doing this with 2 hands right now. It's the right pigment number. Yeah, PB27, okay. Sorry. Kind of is, yeah. This is for me, I think this was the most impressive with PB10 when it came to blues. But this, where you just look at how bright that is, but I think PB10 had that more. That had that almost violet, almost ultraviolet. I know we can't see ultraviolet, but it felt ultra. To me, it felt ultra. So that super dark mass tone, and when you just scrape it off the slab, it pops out, as Dioxazine Violet had it as well. Yeah, a red sheen, yeah. Same as like Dioxazine Violet almost has a fluorescent pink undertone. Well, this is basically a scrape down test, what I'm doing. To test my new Hagman gauges and show you all what the micrometers on there do with the different ones. If I had more money, like serious investing in a business money, I would have bought the long Hagman gauges, which basically is 3 of these combined. They're super heavy as well, but it's just about having the measurements more precise. But this will do just fine. And basically, I've written down a yeah, you can say that. Written down a little cheat sheet for myself here. For modern synthetic pigments, it's about 5 to 10 micrometers. Earth pigments, iron oxides, 10 to 25. Metal-based pigments. So we're talking bismuth and cobalts, things like that. 10 to 20-ish, though I think, no, that's fair. And natural pigments like lapis, azurite, malachite, between 20 and 40. Well, the long boy is like this. Well, it would like make a nice shot, but it's not it's not very practical. It's about 20,000 euros. 20,000 euros for just one tool, and it needs to be remeasured. You know, you're paying for something that has a meaning. It needs to be recalibrated, remeasured, redone, or replaced every year or so. You're trying to find out what a few mystery pigments are. Well, if you put them in the group chat, I can share them here, I think, or send them to me on Instagram. I can just do a screen share. That book looks nice, Gulchen. Just seeing the chat here. Having a Hagman gauge of 20,000 euros is overkill, absolutely, yeah. So I'm not ever buying that, or being able to buy that, probably. Yeah, please do, Gulchen. is there also a way that I can just share this without having all the other chats in I can do that. I can just do this. So if these are those, I will do a screen share here. So we have an Empress Yellow from 75. Permanent yellow. I'm just looking into some things for the pigments. Hostaperm. Oh, that's a brand name, right? There's not a lot on this. So, have you looked at them? Especially the ruby. But the numbers and letters, they do change quite a lot, I have to say, with new batches and formulas. Also, whether it's you know, a plastic coatings or a plastic pigment or a coatings pigment or a solvent paint pigment, water-based pigment, they all use different letters and numbers for that. And when the formula changes, those change as well. So I think Heubach sells them now. I think you need to contact them to see if this is an indicational code for one of the newer batches that they have. The Hostaperm otherwise could be a benzy yellow. So you should do that. Open the cans, Mr. Pigment. Handmade gauge. This is 100 micrometers. As one can expect, it's a very fine pigment. But I'm just leaving it on this one. I'm ending up here just below the, I'm just going to do one by one, and then we're going to look at it. But I have to say, I renewed the 100 as well, because there was a scratch in my old one. That is a pigment particle, or a dust particle in this one. Probably dust. But since they're quite new, there still could be like a protective residue a little bit on them. I've cleaned it all off. Whoa, 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 calm down. Okay, so what we see here, let's just put these in the middle. 150 and 25. And I'm just going to tilt them all one by one. So with this one, we see it like the lines starting underneath the 10. Here, it's kind of the same, apart from that piece, which was a piece of dust, which I can see because it stopped after like a while. So this is 10 here. And here is 10 as well. As you can see, just a little bit above the 10 here, it starts forming lines, which shows me that that is the fineness of my paint. Let's go to this to show you what I mean. So when I say fineness of my paint, let's see if this is the top, this is the bottom, which one is which, this one is this, okay. Just trying to get it in focus here. In focus and low enough. There we go. So you can see here is the 10. You can see it starting literally from the 10. This is the line of 10. You can see the first line starting here, then finer lines going all the way down till I'm ending up with 0 in my smudge of paint. This was 25. Here, same thing with 10. And then there's that piece of dust that just went there and then stopped. So we have 10 there, and going down you see them. And with my largest one, the 100 to 0, you have 10. Oh, and then going down. You can see it literally just stops there, and this is just smearing paint at 0. So yeah, there's that. Then you see how much paint there is, like when I'm starting. This is like a lot of paint looks from the side. When I'm at 50, it looks like this. So you do see some particles here. And the particles are like smeared out later. So these are all finer particles or air bubbles, not quite sure, particles probably, then that is than 50 micrometers. So yeah, there's that. Are we able to see this with the naked eye? Let's have a look. This is like the thing that I say all the time: if you don't have a Hagman gauge and you want to test it, do it like this. So yeah, there's definitely some coarser lines here on my slab. And then you have that mass tone, just your full paint going gradually towards the smeared out slab, and you can actually see the texture of my glass slab here. This is not the paint, this is just the rough glass. Thanks for joining, a watercolorist. If you're still here, no, if you're still here, there's one thing I do want to share. Tomorrow, I'm not going to make it late as well, because tomorrow I'm going to get up. I'm going to get up early anyway, but I'm going to drive a bit to get. Apparently, what's been sent to me, a box full of pigments that I could just have from someone. Basically, I had that. I saw an ad offering free pigments. And I'm able to pick up a box full of free pigments tomorrow, but I need to drive a bit for that. It's a little bit of a mystery box for me, though I do know it's schminke. So that's a good sign. The artists who used it passed away a month ago, and his studio is just, I think cleared out. I'm not quite sure. So maybe there are some other finds there. I'm going to have a look tomorrow. I've had a thing like this before, and that was just basically ivory black, ultramarine blue, just a synthetic one, and a very bad what's the name? Viridian green. And if this is quite fun. That was like on an ad on Marktplaats, and they offered a small amount of pigments first. I was able to get that, which wasn't expensive at all. And then I think a week or two after that, they offered more of the same pigments, but more expensive as well. And it was a little bit more, and some other things. And they sold that for more. They sold that before that I could react on it. And I didn't try them out yet before that. After that, the same bottles, Schminke and Old Holland pigments. I tried out the Viridian green, and it was... Sometimes it's a little bit harder to re-wet. This was like, it's a pigment that was hard to re-wet on the slab as a dry pigment. Which is weird. It felt... expired. That was basically it was. It was schminke, and it just felt expired. It looked expired as well. It was an old bottle, and nothing wrong with that. But when you held that next to the new one, maybe I still have it here. I do have an Old Holland one of that as well, I think. I think this is the one, isn't it? This is dehydrated chromium oxide, yes. So let's take a new one next to that. This one as well. And a new bottle of PG18. So basically I have some. This is an Old Holland bottle of chromium oxide. This is like expired as well for me. This doesn't work. This is an old schminke bottle, which is still, it's new-ish. I think the predecessor of this, Lucas Pigments, which is basically the same pigment. I mean, there's a lot of color difference with this and this. Having like the oldest one here, and this is just a new bottle which has it, well, doesn't have an opening in the label. It's a little bit, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, it's a little bit deeper, the color, but there's not a lot of difference here. There is a lot of difference with this. And that was just quite shocking to me to see how bad a pigment. It is dehydrated chromium oxide. It is chemically, it's probably the same. I think I have some PB27 pens in my dehydrator. But that old stuff just, there's a few here. I think there's new ones already. Yes, there they are. The thing is, on Instagram, and this is a few years back, I saw who actually bought the second batch of pigments that they sold. Same bottles, same age, same brands. And they turned that into, this was a kind of a pivotal point for me, where I really thought about, okay, would I do this or would I be okay with this? It's, oh, I'm making a mess here. They sold that, and probably they noticed. I don't know if they noticed. It wasn't the best quality batch of pigments for selling Viridian. But they sold it as vintage pigments, a rare vintage batch of PG18, you know, things like that, which was basically a less functional version, or as I just said, expired. That could have been a dot. That could have been a dot. Sylvie, why Prussian blue, by the way? And I'm looking forward to see what I find tomorrow as well. I will share it somewhere. Any particular reason for Prussian blue? Fair enough. Well, as you can see, it's quite fine on the Heckman gauge. This is always, it's a lovely pigment. Other thing, I have the feeling that I've read things, seen things, thought of things that I really thought, you know, I want to share that today, and now I can't think of any of those. Haven't written them down as well. It wasn't my weird idea that I had. I don't know. Can't think of it. Yeah, the oven is not on at the moment though. I'm not going to always like do 3 of them, but that's a big boy. That's a big, like if this was one Heckman gauge, that would have been a little bit too much. I think the official ones are actually 2 connected. Still large and way too expensive to even think about, to even maybe consider. Yeah, exactly. This is just a demonstration. Well, basically, if I'm going to make a synthetic pigment like this, and I'm really at the stage that I think, okay, it's good, I will take the smallest one, so the 25-0. For a mineral pigment or earth pigment, yeah, earth pigment, that would be the 50-0. Any stage before that, I can use the 100-0 one to kind of see where I'm at. I've been looking into that a little bit, you know, because of last week's As You Ride stream. I looked into, okay, you know, how fine is it usually going? Like, how fine is a pigment like that usually ground to be a professional watercolor? Then there's multiple factors. Am I looking at companies that I need to trust that there's only a mineral and a binder, or are there fillers? Because for me, it's about the feeling of how a natural pigment like that feels on the paper while painting. And yeah, it's really hard to compare if you don't know what if the paints that I can compare it with are pure or not. Oh. I don't think the Heckman gauge noticed that even. I think my muller doesn't like that if that happens too often. By the way, is there any noticeable difference in the quality of the stream? Like, not content-wise, but just the video audio quality compared to other times? Yeah, because, you know, I needed to fix that. I dialed everything down in the in OBS, the streaming app here. Now it seems to be working fine as well. Lower quality video and audio is better than lagging, that's for sure. But I don't know if it is. Sylvie, have a good night. Hope to see you soon again. Would it be better for people to stream a little bit earlier on the Wednesdays? I know sometimes it would be better for me to stream a little bit earlier on Wednesdays. Thank you very much. I will let you know. I will let people know in the chat what I found. If I find anything special, if it's not special, I won't shout it off the rooftops. But I'll definitely let you know. So, going to refill this as well. So that's testing those. Any other things people would like to see? I'll add a pen for you, Mark. Thank you. An orange. Where is my orange? I mean, there's loads of them, but there's a version here. Sure, I was looking for another one, but okay. This is the exact same pigment, so this will do. Mark, can you guess which orange this is going to be? It is PO62. 3.5 spoons of it. I think that's enough for a spoon, right? Or for a spoon. It was 3.5 spoons. Of course, it's enough for a spoon. For a tube. One, two, three, and a bit. I'm making it for you as we speak, Mark. As we literally speak right now. I will. I can. I need to do it like this. Otherwise, you're just seeing a black screen. And now it would say the right thing. It's a bright orange, but this is an okay bright for me. I'm not blinded by this. If I close my eyes right now, I don't see like a bright spot. That happens with PO73. Pearl orange. It happens with that. That's just too much for my eyes. Making very small amounts at a time for that. Like a slab covered in that, like this. Also because it's quite a difficult pigment to work with, to wet for a large surface. It's really hard to not almost get like a permanent green spot, like teal green spot in your eyes when you close them. What I do notice though, on my screen it looks way less vibrant than here. And that's not just because of my screen. I need to take a picture of this. Just because I'm going to have a look later tonight if this picture looks more orange to me. Right now it looks more like Indian yellow, whereas this is more orange, but I do have to say, wet Indian yellow, and I think the Indian yellow snot piece that we made with gum arabic and alcohol, I mean, this is like dull and dirty, but it's a similar-ish hue. Similar-ish. And that was my Indian yellow, PY 153. So at 25 will be, hi Rick, welcome. Old days, welcome. The 25 to 0 would be enough for this. Should be. Yeah, it is. I really need to get used to using a 25 again. Usually I would keep grinding, I would keep mulling, because it ends like here, but now this is 5 micrometers and smaller. Now I can mill a little. I can mill a little bit longer. I'm aiming for something between 5 and 10, preferably lower sometimes, where possible. But just with, you know, the strength in my arm, which isn't that impressive with my shoulder, I can't make it smaller than it already is. So. It's not a new color old days. It is a color I haven't made in a while on live. Why is the music not working? Why is it back again on this? That sounds something I would find quite interesting, but I really don't have the time for, or actually need to do. Half edible. I think that's quite a good guess, Sentience, and welcome, by the way. It does remind me of Cheetos. It has that same chemical oranginess, though I do have like the dye basically, which is used in Cheetos and cheese powder. I do have that as a dye here. But that's way more intense than this. I think that's I think I have. You were eating transparent rat skin, and now I'm hungry. I think it's the Doritos one that I have actually, not the Cheetos. I don't know if it's the same. Maybe it is. It should be not too far away from here. Or is it? Maybe it is. Maybe because of what you just said about the transparent red skin, I put it in my hazardous pigment. Oh no, here it is. Tartrazine 85. There we go, Tartrazine 85. Or acid yellow 23. That sounds lovely, Mark. There's no need to apologize, Mark. Not at all. Sounds like it's been quite an impactful procedure, Mark. I mean, from what you've told me, I know it is, but yep. And now the trickiest part, doing this, just getting it over that edge without it exploding. Also, when I make tube paints, and that's why it's taking a little bit longer for your order, Mark, with the tube paint, I'm letting this sit for a day or two, sometimes a little bit longer, to see if it's a stable paint. In pans, I'm pouring dry. I need to go to bed. I'm pouring small layers so that they can dry evenly. With tube paint, which I'm not familiar with a lot, making it, that's completely different, since it's not drying, obviously. Here, let me show you what's very annoying to me. So I filled it up to about 20 like this, and then I'm turning it upside down. I'm putting my my slab on, my slab heating on, so I have a little bit of a thicker consistency of a paint for you. Yeah, I can do that, Gulchen. I mean, well, I think that's like more annoying to the audience, but the air bubble is here. Look at this part. This part, it just comes out already. Oh, there it goes. So I'm letting it sit for a while, but the most annoying thing here, which I didn't take in account last time I did this, is it somewhere here still? No. Actually, I need to fill it a little bit less next time, since this is pushing it. What happens when it gets hotter in my studio, especially with the sun on the roof and everything, the air and the paint in this expands, giving it no more. I mean, it's already pressurized quite a bit right now because there's air in it, and it won't get out because of that. It can go either two ways. This will shoot out or this will shoot out. I think with this shooting out, it's less of an issue because there's a large blob of paint. With this shooting out, and that's what happened, probably happened last week. I had it like a tube of it laying here, just like on the side of my desk, in a towel. And I wanted to pick it up. It was like a dried blob of paint. I had it dried overnight or hardened overnight. So yeah, there was that. There was wasted paint. What's a frig? What's a squiggo? What are these weird words you're feeding my already tired brain today? Oh, this is a beautiful orange. I mean, I know I just had a ton of it in front of me, but this is lovely. Next to the... This is a good combo. This is a good combo. Next to the Prussian blue, which did get a little bit wet, as you can see from the specks here and in the paint, but this is a good combo. That is lovely. Go. Yes. Yeah. It's not much trouble, but there's other things to consider. And I learned that because of your order, Mark, which I'm very grateful for. Your order, both your order and the things that I've learned. And to be honest, I don't know if it's like a perfect yet, like a perfect tube of paint yet. It is the same paint that I would make and pour in the pen. I try to make it a little bit thicker, while still having like full control over my paint. Yeah, there's a lot of things to consider with that. While not changing my formula, because then it would have taken months, I think, if I would have changed my binder for it and my entire process. But I think they're going to be good. Well, I know that Schminke is the only paint brand that pours the same paint into their pans as they do in their tubes. All the other brands do something different, and what they do, I think they're using more fillers, bulking agents, thickeners, and things like that. Or extenders, I don't know how you would describe those. Especially I think that's actually all the brands that have those pressed cakes of watercolor paint. That is so completely different than whatever is in their tubes. Yeah, it's like a paint sausage that just is pressed out of a, like almost a Play-Doh clay thing. Do I have something for this? I don't know if that's secure enough. Oh god, this is... I need to be really careful with that orange. Well, I'm sure they are very familiar, very similar looking when painted with. But as a base, it's not the same thing. I mean, it can't be the same thing. It can't be just a thicker version of the same paint. That would mean less water content. If they would kind of evaporate it, or a thickener, which would mean less pigment. So to counteract that issue, you need more pigment compared to binder, which you can't. So you need to add binder, and if you are going to add more binder to it, it would get too glossy since they're using gum arabic. So they would need to add some sort of dextrin to counteract the glossiness of that. But maybe use a brightener again to... I don't know. I'm glad I don't have those issues. I mean, exploding tubes of paint it would be an issue. Yeah, I have an empty squeeze bottle like this. Can I just do... No, that's the wrong way around. This is the air needs to go up. So I'm just going to make it work like this. Yeah, the route that your paint took to go to Hawaii was, I think I can just, it's easier to ship it through Japan, I think, than have it go west of me. I think it's quicker to go east. I have no say in that matter, unfortunately. I can keep it cool. I have a like a mini fridge here in my studio, so I can keep it cool. But I don't want the yeah. It's a bit double since I wanna know what my paint does like in room temperature, and it's quite good. It's like 20 degrees Celsius here, which I have no idea what it is in Fahrenheit. My humidity is good, my temperature is good. It's quite stable now. If it's getting too hot, I'll just turn on the air conditioning as well. I mean, right. Anyway, now, Mark, tomorrow or the day after, I will just have a look if this is going to do something. Let me just see if it's... No, it's just... No, it's filling up more. I mean, it's a... It's already out, almost out. You see, that's the air. We can do this. There it goes. Okay, so this wasn't that bad. This was quite quick. Oh, yes, and there we go, to the top. Okay. Now it's safe. Now this can expand quite a bit. That's good. I'm going to just let it rest for a bit to see if this does anything, your paint, and the syringes are ideal for this since it has like a sealing cap on it, which is like literally airtight, and it's transparent, so you can just see if the paint separates or something. Did I end up losing a large amount of paints? To be honest, some, but that's okay. I mean, like I said, it's a learning curve for me as well. A tube that just expanded too much and just squirted out all the paint. That's something that could have happened, you know, for me. Sometimes I keep it in a tube just because I, you know, want to fill pans with it later, and I don't have a lot of pans that need to be filled, or it's a paint that I don't make really a lot of, so that's okay. But no, in this case, I don't consider it losing it. It's a learning curve. So as long as I learn from it, there's nothing lost there, I think. I won't consider it lost. Yeah, I need to go to bed because my eyes are... They're just tired. And Mark, I don't think you joined the chat already here when I told everyone. Tomorrow I'll be driving quite a bit for Dutch measurements, quite a bit, to pick up a box of free pigments and maybe some other things in in a studio of an artist that passed away last month. They're clearing out the studio so I can have the pigments, which is lovely. Not quite sure what kind of pigments. I know that there's schminke. I know that there's lamp black, ultramarine, chalk, and some other things. But starting with 3 pigments, it's now already a box, a moving box. Like those are big boxes, full of pigments that I can have. So yeah, I'm quite curious to what I'll find tomorrow. Well, I can do that, Mark, but thing is, air heats up quicker. I can do it a little bit than paint does. So yeah, I really hope it has... regular stuff is fine for me as well. I mean, I'm thinking about, and this is not just the idea that I had before, I can share this. I mean, like everyone's doing it, I think. I think about giving workshops, or trying to think of a way to give workshops locally to make paint. Maybe international, I don't know. It's then just, you know, online. That would be nice. That would be nice. free pigments basically means that I can offer workshops for less money. I mean, if I need to buy pigments, the workshop will be way more expensive than you know, if I can use pigments that I got for free anyway. So it's a little bit of that in the back of my mind. Well, if I would pass away right now, Gulshan, I think based on my pigment collection, people would say the same of me. But I'm not. So, I don't know, maybe he had the same issues. Maybe he collected things as well. So maybe there are some hidden treasures there. Uh, 5 kilograms of lapis is a lot, but it's also a lot to purify. So hopefully it's just pure lapis pigment. Then in that case, if I would find something. Oh, sorry. Oh, my apologies. That's my sign. Oh, sorry guys. I really need to go to bed. Thanks everyone for joining another live stream, making a beautiful Prussian blue and Benzie Midazollone orange, which is a lovely combination next to each other. And yes, this looks way too much like Goku right now. Thanks, Goldchen. Thanks everyone for joining. Hopefully see you next week. If there's anything you would like to know to see next time, thank you for that comfort, Mark. I don't think I wanna add things up here as a total amount. I don't think I'm going to reach that. But I've been given a lot of things for free, so looking at the worth of it and what I've paid for it are two different things. Maybe I should update my insurance as well after tomorrow. Hopefully. Bye guys. Hopefully see you next time. And don't forget to like the stream, follow and turn on notifications if you don't want to miss the next video. Bye guys.